VJ Edgecombe. They do tend to switch a lot, but Posey was the original matchup on Edgecombe. I like that matchup right there.
BJ finds Celestine. Celestine scores. So it's Jalen Celestine with the game's first bucket.
And not typically something we see him do. He is a catch-and-shoot three-pointer, wants to spot up behind the arc, but if you close out too hard, he can put the ball on the floor and get to his floater.
Jamie Dixon's team, I mentioned Posey's second consecutive start for him. Here's a floater off the heel. Lett able to get his own rebound after it pinballed around. Reynolds, the lefty, fires and scores.
And rebounding is something that I think that's what the differential was in the first matchup. TCU dominated Baylor on the glass, 41-25. So watch the offensive glass particularly. And so far we saw the three from Reynolds off of the offensive rebound. Baylor has to block out, especially with this small ball lineup, and no Ojamuna.
Edgecombe, three. He answers right back for the Bears.
And he hasn't been doing that well, only shooting 24 from three in the last 5. But if he can start knocking that down like he did earlier on in conference play, that could be a huge lift for the offense.
Back out front for Lett. Posey sees O'Meara, then from the backside, he gets stripped by Celestine. Love, one dribble, puts it up and scores. You can still tell Langston Love, there's always a little bit of a hitch in that giddy up occasionally. He's fighting through it. The injuries that have been so prevalent for Baylor this year.
Yeah, and you can tell he's not 100%. I mean, the way that he runs, the way that he moves, the way that he plays, he's still not 100%.
All 5 combined baskets for the two teams have been assisted. It's a Roach three. Jeremy just in the game, and Jeremy Roach, who's coming off a terrific game off the bench. Roach wanting to get it. Kravchich, who's checked in, but there's Jaden Nunn.
And that right there was a pretty finish.
Just another 8 games. An injury later. Lett bounce pass, punch! David Punch. Edgecombe stumbled from the right elbow, scores.
That right there is pretty off the ball screen.
Lett stops near the left elbow, fade away, off the heel. The rebound by Posey keeps it alive for a Reynolds three. His second of the game.
And the last 3, he's only shooting 21, but early on in this ball game, he's already hit 2. Getting him back comfortable scoring the basketball is something that TCU has to do.
Nunn looks for the screen from O'Meara. Hedging there. Uday, Roach with 4 to shoot, gets picked by Lett. Lett takes it the other way for the flush.
Let's take a look at this right here. You cannot play with the basketball. Lett is so good at getting his hands in there, getting deflections, and converting those into easy buckets.
3-point lead for Baylor. Robert Wright, high off the glass and in. Degree of difficulty on that one.
Mark, that's such a high-level finish.
Oh, and a steal. Well, TCU was wanting
athletic Uday, high-level finish from a high-level guard.
Baylor was wanting the foul. It was TCU complaining they thought the ball went out of bounds off Wright, and it turns into.
Yeah, I mean, they've been active. They've been able to cause turnovers. Of course, TCU in the bad shots.
Lett there on the drive is able to get right on his hip, kiss it in.
And that's when he's at his best. Being able to attack downhill. Lett not a shooter, but an elite level driver. And if you allow him to get an angle, he can definitely finish.
Edgecombe, handoff. This is Wright now back up top. Here's VJ. He was going to try to lob that to O'Meara, but that was read and knocked all the way back into the backcourt. That's a 3 with 3 on the shot clock, missed by Nunn. Tipped by O'Meara to Wright. Underneath and laid in by Jaden Nunn. 2 of 6 3-point shooting. switching around there. Ude able to knock that entry pass away from Omir. A lob. Ude this time. And Ude's first bucket of the game. That gets the Frogs crowd into this. Edgecombe, open three, got it.
DJ Edgecombe getting his confidence back from deep. That's a great sign for Scott Drew and the Bears.
What a first half, 11 points, 3 of 4 3-point shooting. You see 4 of 5 overall from the floor. White, hand up there with none, tried behind the back, now goes up with the right hand, swish.
White is somebody who has so much upside, so much potential. Just hasn't had a great year, but in the last 4, we're seeing a little bit of consistency from him in his play. And he can definitely do that, averaging 11 in the last 4. He's a more than capable scorer, one-on-one.
Yeah, White took his UNCW team to Rupp Arena and had a game high. Wow. Alette finishing.
Getting steals on one end, leading the easy offense. And then Alette right here. I don't know if he meant to do this, but nonetheless, it worked out in his favor. TCU down by 4.
None who comes away with it. Edgecombe, Euro step, blocked away by Diallo.
That's a great backside block, but good job by White to slow him up.
White, 3, got it. Spinning, shooting. Left it short, able to get it back. Collides with Omir, now Diallo lays it in. Wow, the contact down low. They played on and eventually get a bucket from Diallo. A 9-1 run for TCU has tied it up. Celestine feeding Omir. Boy, was that a pretty play.
Celestine with the dime, putting on his goggles.
White finds Reynolds, who's turned, shoots, and scores again. He's been their reliable shooter in this half now with 13 points.
And that's great patience by TCU on the offensive side. Swing the ball, get the defense, get the zone in rotations, and find a way to get it to the middle, get your guard in the middle to knock down that mid-range jumper.
Under 2 minutes to play in this first half. Baylor led by as many as 9 early on. Omir turns, baseline. Batted around to Ude, his outlet for Micah Robinson. In stride, White to the rim, scores. He had a head of steam. Edgecombe from the corner. Able to get his own miss. Another 3. That one off the mark from Roach. Another offensive rebound.
Man, look at the pursuit of the basketball.
Third opportunity. Robert Wright lays it in.
BJ getting the ball. And then Robert Wright on the drive. Nobody.
Celestine. The bump there from Punch. Edgecombe in the air, just fired it up off the glass. Turned into a good pass for Omir off the glass. And puts it in. Love on the drive. Blocked by Punch, and while falling out of bounds. Ude and Omir. And Omir's pass goes right to Alette. He races ahead. Kicks it to White. Baseline 2. Another offensive board for Ernest Ude. Reynolds 3. Ernest Ude has 5 rebounds. 4 of those 5 have been on the offensive glass.
His energy. When you talk to TCU, when you talk to that coaching staff, he says this team thrives and they go as Ernest Ude goes. Because I was a little bit stronger, it was always a charge. And Coach Drew used to hate that.
Underneath, Omir somehow came down with it, goes back up, and it stays in. That time determined to get it in the bucket.
And you know that's a word we can throw out a lot with this young man. Determined every single possession he plays on this court.
That gives him 10 points, by the way, for Omier. So he now has 12 consecutive double-figure scoring games, and it's his 26th on the season. Winslow flips it up, too strong. Omier a rebound. That is his 8th board, so he's nearing a double-double, and we've got a bunch of those. And Diallo right in his face. 4 to shoot. Ouellette lost the handle. It's a race, and VJ's going to win it for the stuff.
Getting the stop, getting steals. And when you play defense the way that he does, and you can fly the way he flies.
Right stopped, he's doubled. Omier 3, good. That's his 17th made 3 of the season.
Recently has not been shooting it great from deep. He really hasn't even been back there to shoot it from deep, but he's more than capable.
Robinson around and out. Here's Baylor with the ball and a 7-point lead as we come up on the midway point of the second half. He's going to try it again and hits another.
Pop has been working. Ude drops. Reynolds has to be able to step up. But because Jaden Nunn ran through, nobody was on the backside.
Reynolds is open for a 3. A tad long, but another offensive rebound for Ude allows Posey to knock down the 3 from the left corner. Edgecombe on the run out. He has Roach on the near side. Underneath for Omier. Ude got a hand on that, but they get it back in the driving lane for Jeremy Roach. Ude hobbling as he comes up the floor. Sets a screen on Roach. Ouellette gets in the lane as a result, just fires it up, and it kicks off the right side.
And not necessarily a great possession right there by Ouellette. A 4th shot with only about 3 or 4 seconds off of the shot clock.
Content to eat some time here. Celestine feeds Edgecombe. VJ fadeaway. Good.
But nobody expected Texas Tech to reach the heights in which they reached this year. So I think it'd have to be between McCaslin, Sampson, or sneaky. Throw Kevin Young in there as well.
Roach wants to go to work with now 8 on the shot clock. Edgecombe feeding Omier. He's doubled. Trying to get it over that double team, but was too long with the shot. Reynolds in a crowd. Finds a streaking Trevarius White. Rosarian slams it home.
This last flush, Reynolds does a good job pushing the pace. You never help save same side corner. As soon as you turn your head, you have to look for VJ Edgecombe. He's been terrific all night, or you can just make it easy and get the back screen slip.
Ouellette almost traveled and just flipped it up. White was thinking maybe it was a lob, but it went in. And TCU gets a big bucket.
Jamie Dixon probably expected him to go into the zone. So they go to man to kind of mess with them.
White in the lane, floater. We are tied.
To potentially be able to get the steal, letting him get in front of you. Kind of put him at risk and at jeopardy.
Oh. And that was for the tie, and it actually grazed rim, but Baylor survives it.